Welcome friends. Imagine a single company handling millions of orders every single day. A company that has changed the way we shop, making it possible to buy almost anything from a safety pin to a luxury car without leaving your home. In today's video, we are diving deep into the world's largest e-commerce giant, exploring its rise, its business secret, and how it dominates the global market. Stay tuned because what you are about to discover is not just the story of a company, it's the story of how our shopping habits change forever.
You know the box. We've all seen it, right? That cardboard box with a smile on the side, sitting on a doorstep. It's become a symbol of just getting what you want fast. But it also represents a global giant. So let's get into the story of Amazon, the everything company. So the big question is, how did this happen? How did a company that started out just selling books online become this massive force that pretty much shapes how we shop, what we watch, and how we live? How did it weave itself so completely into our world? That's what we're going to unpack.
All right, so to really get this, we've got to rewind the clock way back to the very beginning.
It all kicks off in a garage. Seriously. Bellevue, Washington, July 1994. A guy named Jeff Bezos, who just left his job on Wall Street, starts a company he originally calls Cadabra Inc. He picked the Seattle area on purpose, to tap into all that tech talent from places like Microsoft. A year later, Amazon.com goes live with one single focus, selling books online. And just 2 years after that, boom, it goes public. A pretty humble start for what was about to come. So, you start as a bookstore. How do you get from there to, everything? Let's get into that next phase where the huge ambition really starts to take shape. Because here's the thing you have to understand. The vision was never, ever just about books. From day one, Bezos had this grand ambition to create the everything store. One single place online where you could find and buy pretty much anything you could possibly want. And they moved fast. Relentlessly fast. By 98, they're already selling music and videos. A year after that, they're adding electronics, toys, and home goods. But the real game changer, that came in 2006 with Fulfillment by Amazon, or FBA. This was a stroke of genius. It let literally anyone, from a tiny business to one person working out of their home, use Amazon's world-class shipping and logistics. All of a sudden, the everything store had a nearly infinite shelf, and Amazon didn't even have to own the inventory. For years and years, Amazon was the king of the digital world. But then, in 2017, it did something that shocked everybody. It spent a staggering $13.4 billion to buy Whole Foods. And look, this wasn't about selling more groceries. This was a strategic move into the physical world. It instantly gave them hundreds of stores in prime locations, turning their online empire into a brick-and-mortar one seemingly overnight. But retail, whether it's online or in a physical store, is really only half the story. There's this secret weapon that most people don't even see, this powerful engine that's been running silently in the background, supercharging Amazon's growth the whole time. And that engine is cloud computing. So what the heck is that? Well, to put it simply, it's just delivering computer services, like server power, data storage, all that techie stuff over the internet. Instead of buying and running your own servers, you can just rent them from someone else. And the best part? You only pay for what you use. And here's the wild part. Amazon Web Services, or AWS, it was basically born by accident. See, Amazon needed a ton of computing power for its own website, so they just built this incredible system. And then they had a brilliant idea. Hey, why don't we rent out our extra capacity to other people? The result? Total domination. Today, AWS controls a full third of the entire cloud market. That's more than its two biggest rivals, Microsoft and Google combined.
So this is absolutely crucial to understand. AWS became the hidden profit engine for the whole company. The retail side, selling stuff online, often runs on razor-thin margins. But AWS, it's incredibly profitable. And all that profit gets pumped right back into the company, funding everything else, from making the e-commerce business bigger to launching new gadgets and TV shows.
And when you look at the numbers, the dynamic is crystal clear. Yeah, the online stores bring in the most raw cash, but AWS is the real moneymaker.
That slice of the pie, even if it looks smaller, is a fantastically profitable multi-use every single day. When you're binge watching Netflix, or even when government agencies are doing their work, chances are you're using Amazon servers, and you probably don't even know it.
So you take this massive retail machine, you bolt on this incredibly dominant cloud business, and what do you get? You get a company that operates on a scale that is, honestly, it's hard to even wrap your head around. Let's just try to grasp the sheer scale here. As of 2024, Amazon employs over 1.5 million people. That's not just a number on a page. That's more people than the entire population of a city like Philadelphia. It makes Amazon the second largest private employer in the United States, right behind Walmart. And the financial scale is just as mind-boggling. In 2024, Amazon's revenue hit nearly $638 billion. Now, to be clear, that's not what the company's worth. That's the actual cash that came through the door in just 1 year. It's a number bigger than the entire economy of countries like Sweden or Poland. Just wow. And here's how they lock us all in. It's that direct connection to us, the customers. By 2021, more than 200 million people worldwide were paying for an Amazon Prime subscription. I mean, think about that. That's a massive global club of loyal customers who are basically given every reason to always shop, watch, and live inside the Amazon bubble. So what's the result of all this? Well, in 2021, Amazon did something that once seemed completely unthinkable. It officially blew past Walmart to become the world's largest retailer outside of China. It's not just an online giant anymore. It's a global retail behemoth, period. So with a company this enormous, you have to ask, who's actually in control? Well, while Jeff Bezos is still the founder and the single biggest shareholder, the real power lies with these huge institutional investors. We're talking about firms like Vanguard and BlackRock, the same companies that manage retirement funds and investments for millions of regular people. They actually own the biggest chunk of the company when you add it all up. But as you can probably guess, a historic rise to dominance like this, well, it doesn't happen without stirring up some controversy and criticism along the way. The convenience is undeniable, right? 2-day shipping, anything you want at your fingertips. It's amazing. But as Amazon has gotten bigger and bigger, so have the questions about the true cost of all that convenience and scale. And the criticisms that have followed Amazon are pretty wide-ranging. There are constant reports about grueling conditions in their warehouses and aggressive tactics to prevent unionization. Small businesses and regulators have raised red flags about anti-competitive behavior. Environmental groups point to the huge carbon footprint of its delivery network. And privacy advocates are really concerned about the use of surveillance tech, like their Ring doorbells and its partnerships with law enforcement. And maybe nothing captures the company's aggressive business culture better than this one quote, which reportedly came from Jeff Bezos himself. When he was talking about how to negotiate with small book publishers, he supposedly said that Amazon should approach them the way a cheetah would pursue a sickly gazelle. It's a pretty stark look into the mindset that helped drive this company right to the top. And that leaves all of us with a final, really important question to think about. As Amazon becomes more and more a part of everything we do, from the packages on our porch to the cloud service that run our favorite apps, what are we, as consumers, as citizens, really trading away for all of that convenience?